time ago, and they were ugly.
Well, I'm trying to get the microphone thing to come on. Okay, now you can turn your microphone on.
I'm trying to find the black. I hope I didn't lose my black pad.
Good morning, Maggie. We've got hearts coming up already. We're already seeing hearts. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. We're here today on our hump day, and Maggie's here with some Inky backgrounds. And here are some of the cards that she's done. A lot of cards, Maggie. You've done a lot. There's our little funny farm pig. That'd be perfect for Valentine's Day, hugs and kisses. So Maggie's going to show us some Inky backgrounds today, and you're going to love that. And then we got a few new things, and then we have a brand new collection, a huge collection from 49 and Market, and that I want one of everything. That's what I think, Maggie. I need to get one of everything. Maybe Dawn will buy that for me. I don't know. I'm going to have to ask her.
One of everything too, Kelly.
Oh, Dawn just yelled, and she wants one of everything also. I think we're going to be placing another order. It's just really beautiful. We'll probably be doing that today. Dawn's in the back taking a class. Should we show her? Dawn's back here. Speaking of 49 and Market, there she is. Look at, she's frantically working away.
Find my pieces.
And
you guys, it's so cool.
She loves it. All right, let's go back there, Dawn. Will this bother you too much?
No.
Okay, she says it won't bother her. We're doing a virtual trade show, and here's one of the.
Oh my gosh, you guys, the pages are so fun. She's teaching us all these really fun techniques where you cut around the papers, and then we're using a product that's not even on the market yet.
Look at that book.
This book to put all this in, and then look at this. So these are all on order, but I didn't order enough. I know right now.
She's going to get more because I want one of everything.
And look at that. But oh my gosh, so this book, stay tuned. I'll probably, if I get it done, we can show it tomorrow. And then
that'd be great.
Place your pre-orders because it's going to be awesome. And I'm using my little blending brush.
She's got her blending brush.
And we're using these rub-ons.
Oh, those are pretty.
Awesome. Awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, Dawn, we don't want to get you behind in class.
Well, I'm already behind.
She's behind, but she'll catch up.
These papers, they're just gorgeous. I can't wait for you guys to see this project.
We'll get working on it, Dawn.
Right, I'm going.
So January is typically when Dawn and I go to Market, and there's all kinds of classes, and we meet with other store owners, and we have meetings, and we have fun too. It's kind of our getaway. But of course, due to the pandemic, there are no shows. They're all virtual, which is fine. We can handle virtual. So Dawn and I and several of our staff members, including Maggie here, are going to be taking some virtual classes. So it's going to be fun. But Maggie, what have we got for today? Let's check it out. Let's do it.
Be prepared to get Inky because we're going to do some Inky backgrounds today. Basically, I just wanted to show you some different, different ways that you can use distress inks to create some fun backgrounds for your cards or for little coasters, depending on what you're doing. So I wanted to share with you a little bit. First of all, again, I'm very project oriented, so I end up thinking that I've got to have a project at the end of the day.
Well, we think we like that because
it's hard for me to just play. It's just hard for me to just play because I feel like I'm not accomplishing anything, but you learn so much when you just play. So that's why when people would come in and say, and they are always asking, what's the difference between distress oxide, and distress ink? And so, I think I know, but I wanted to really know and experience it so that when I do talk about it, I kind of know what I'm talking about. So I did a little experiment. I took the new Crackling Campfire,
which is an amazing color. It's kind of red and kind of orange.
And the reason I chose this color is it's darker. And I started out with Speckled Egg, and Speckled Egg will work. It just wouldn't show up on camera as well. So I chose these two. And so what I did is, here's another thing I played with, was using different papers. Some papers work better with ink and some really, really work well. I'm finding myself that I tend to gravitate towards watercolor paper. And this is what I use. To me, this is what has turned into my favorite thing to use when I'm doing inky backgrounds. The only thing you have to worry about is try to use the smooth side because it does make a difference as far as your stamping goes. If you're not going to stamp, then I like the textured background, but it's smoother on one side. But you can get this in 10 sheets for $7.99, and you can make a lot of card fronts or coaster fronts with this, but you can also buy it pre-cut. I think you get 20 sheets in this, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so it's exactly the size of an A2 card. I like to cut it down a little bit so it shows a little bit of the card. But that's what I have
And
found.
those are online. You'll find them under Paper Packs and Other, or you'll also find them under our watercoloring tab online.
And the reason I also like using this is it's a little heavier. If you use some cardstock, sometimes it's too thin and the ink just soaks in and it doesn't do what you want it to do. So this is my favorite. I tried the heavy cardstock. I still came back to this. This was
Back
my
to the
favorite.
watercolor.
Yes.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm not sure. I'm thinking that this might have been the heavy duty cardstock. But what I did was I covered one with the Distress Oxide, one with the Distress ink. And as you can see the difference, you end up getting a much richer color to me with the Distress ink. You get a chalkier look with this one. When you splatter it, you get a different look. You get kind of a chalky, what's the word that they use? Kind of a chalky look. Here you get more distinct water droplets. And that's what we're going to show today. So that the camera could pick it up, I chose another dark color and another one that I had both of. I have the Distress Oxide in Broken China and the Distress ink in Broken China. So I'm just going to show you. We're going to start out with, I'm going to start out with the Distress ink. And I'm going to use my favorite brush. This is the Pink and Main. If you want to cover large surfaces like the backgrounds that you see on the cards, this is the brush for you. I love this brush.
It's nice and big and it's ergonomic, so you're not...
Yeah, so it doesn't take a long time. I went back and was trying to use the old blending tools, and it took forever. Where this, take a look at this. Now, the one thing when I'm doing backgrounds, I like to start dark and then go light, and usually that's the opposite of what people think. But the reason for that is you start out dark and you can drag your blending tool up to get lighter, and then just keep starting dark and going up, and then you get your lighter color, where you couldn't do that if you started out light. But on here, just to show you how it reacts with water, that's the one thing about the Distress inks, is they both will react with water. And you might think this is dry, but you actually can come back much, much later and put water on it, and it will still react. So some people are asking what's the difference, and you're going to see the difference when you put this on your paper. This is Distress ink. This is much more transparent. If I already had something stamped behind here, you'd still be able to see it. But see how I'm just covering it?
Oh, that's such a pretty color.
Isn't that a pretty color?
Yeah, that's very... I forgot how much I liked Broken China.
Broken China is a... Well, I don't know that I can say that there's an ugly color in the
No,
batch.
probably not. But Maggie, that really covered it very smoothly with that brush.
Oh, there's no little splotches or anything.
And the brushes are $11.99, and they come with this little stand that you can kind of snap them back into to store, and
that's
then it
nice because
holds
then
them
it doesn't
above.
sit on
Yeah.
your table and get ink all over your table. Okay.
And you can clean them off with a microfiber cloth, or if it ends up that they need to be washed, you can wash them with a mild detergent.
I just put them underneath my sink, put a little bit of detergent on it, and
That's how you cleaned it? Good. Good to know.
now, the only reason I'm not using it for the second one is I don't want to mix my Distress Oxide with my regulars. So I'm going to use this brush. This is another good set of brushes. this is the picket fence.
It's the life-changing brushes.
Yes. Got me started on brushes, actually. This was my first one. Okay, so there's my Broken China Distress ink. Now watch the difference with the Distress Oxide.
We're going to have some magic.
You're going to see a big difference.
It's juicier. I think the oxides appear to be a little juicier.
Juicier, and they're opaque. They go on much more opaque. And the difference is on white, you won't notice much of a difference. Usually the Distress ink will be much brighter when it dries, but you can use this Distress Oxide on craft or on black, and it will show up. This will not show up. You won't see it.
It's a combination with a dye ink and pigment ink. And when these came out, Tim was explaining how he worked with the chemists at Ranger, and they worked and worked trying to get just the right formula. And I think that is a cool part about it, Maggie, that it shows up on dark paper.
Yes, that's what I think,
which is the pigment.
Most people want to know. You can stamp with these on black paper also. Okay, so now we have, and can you see how this, you don't see any of it? Look at this. You see it.
Oh, sure.
Okay, so.
But it's there, whether you see it or not, right?
It's there. All right, so I'm just going to leave those on there. And as you can see, I'm going to just mist these, and I'm using Tim Holtz Distress Sprayer. The two cool things about this, it can be locked, so when you're traveling with it, you can push that little button, and it will lock it and open it. The other thing is if you want splatters, then you only press it part way. If you want just a mist, you have to commit. So I think I.
Are you doing
think
splatters?
I locked it. I'm doing
She locked
splatters.
it.
I'm going to try to do splatters. I like the bigger splatters. And if you'll watch, it doesn't take long to start reacting. Now, if you do a little mist, you'll get a mottled look. But if you get splatters, can you see this happening already?
Let me get up close.
It's working its magic. Isn't that fun?
You can really see it on the Distress one.
I never get tired of doing this little technique.
It's kind of showing on the oxide. Oh, yeah, I guess it's showing there. You can see it.
I usually let it sit for just a little bit, and then I get out the heat tool, and that sometimes will accentuate those water droplets. But this makes a great underwater, if you want to do a little fish scene or a fish card, it makes a great underwater. Look at that.
Or maybe a sky or...
Or I just like the organic look of it. Okay, so those are both the
All right, let's
same
get up
exact
close.
color, but there's just a little bit different look.
So we've got the oxide on the left and the Distress on the right.
And this will continue to kind of, it'll keep reacting for a little while until it's completely dry. So I wanted to share that with you. So there's those. I just think they're so pretty. There's that.
Now we can see them really good now that they're a little closer.
Yeah. So that's what I used on like a card like this. And there again, I went, no, not that one. This one right here. I went back because I wanted it darker on the bottom. So I just went back and added more color. I just kept doing the bottom more. And so that way it
What color is this, Maggie?
Mustard seed.
So that's mustard seed, and that's the Distress or the oxide?
That is the Distress.
Distress.
I think every card on here is Distress ink, and I'm kind of letting you know that it's still my favorite.
I know. I think Teresa maybe is the oxide girl.
Yeah. And
So-
some people have even gotten rid of all their regular inks and just gone totally oxide. That's why I made myself play yesterday, because I still would
This is
kind of
what you
shy
like the
away
best?
from it. So I kind of wanted to make myself use it.
Okay, so just to review what you just said, on this bird card, you inked it and sprayed it, and then you wanted it darker, so you added more ink after you
Actually,
put water
no.
on.
I just, as I was inking it, I went back
Oh,
and
okay.
inked the bottom more so that it appeared darker.
Okay.
Now you can also go in and maybe take another darker yellow or a brown and add a little bit. You can mix colors too. Okay, next thing I'm going to show you is the difference between, I'm still using broken china. That way I don't have to clean my brush.
Good thinking.
I'm just going to show you how I did these two. Can you see the white around each one? So what I wanted to share with you was how I did those, because that's how I made these cards right here.
So you're showing us how to do the white little border.
Yes. So I'm going to take purple tape.
We love our purple tape.
And, you know, you can use some washi tape.
Oh, are you lining it
I'm
up on your
lining it up
mat?
because
Oh
it just
my
kind of
gosh,
helps
to
me
make it
get
straight.
an idea.
So Maggie, do you use your glass media mat quite a bit then at home? Or
You know what? That was another thing I had for a while and I never got around to using it. Now that I've started to use it, it's like it sits on my table because first of all, my dining room table was getting a lot of glue spots. And so I had to protect my...
Maggie uses her dining room table for crafting, which many of us do.
That, and I was using my my island, and my husband could not figure out what all those little bumps were on the countertops, so I had to use this. But it is very nice, and what's nice about this is it just sticks where I need it. I can line it up if I want to.
While you're taping that down, there might be something goofy with Facebook, but we're not seeing any comments. I saw a few that said good morning. So I apologize if you're making a comment or asking a question. I don't know if Diane's able to see them today, but I saw a few good mornings and then nothing else. So I apologize if you've made a comment. I can go back and look at them after the video. We're getting hearts though, Maggie. We're getting hearts, but I haven't really seen many comments. Okay. So I don't know if it's not working or what.
So I just eyeballed this, you know, I didn't worry about it being perfect, but it's nice to have on your glass mat if you want it perfect.
Then you can really line it up.
But this basically is taped off and exactly what I just showed you. But what I'm going to show you now is a different technique, and it starts out with, we're going to ink it just like before, and I'm going to show you how I did the dark to light.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
I'm not seeing comments either.
Okay. I was at first.
Yeah. See, that's what I've been having.
Yeah,
trouble
we
with.
think there might be something with Facebook or... While you ink that, Maggie, I'm going to try to delete the comments and then I'll try to get them back, but... Okay, now I got a comment, but...
Okay, for this technique, you want to have a little thicker layer on. The thicker the layer, the more this design will show up. But if I wanted to do where it was darker, can you see how I'm just doing the bottom more? And you can just keep layering and layering and kind of just fade it out so that you've got your darkness at the bottom, which kind of grounds it a little bit.
Yeah,
can you see
I
how
like that.
But for this particular one, we're going to really fill it in. Are you getting some comments now?
We are. Chris says she's glued to it and she might be late for work. And everybody, that's Chris that works here at Memory Bound. So she might be late. Jane says to keep your brushes separate with different types of inks.
Yes. Okay, so now
Oh,
I've got
that's such
my
a pretty color. I
Yes.
love that color.
broken china.
It's just a little more blue than speckled egg.
Yes,
Speckled egg's
it
a
is.
little more
It's
gray.
very close to speckled egg, but it's more blue, like you said. Okay, so now I have this, but what I'm going to show you is for this background and for these backgrounds that I made this little card set. The reason I made this little card set was to show you the how to make the background and to show off this cute little bird stamp.
Yeah, it's really cute. It's from Dina Wakely. And I think a few of you viewers have this already even. It's called Scribbly Small Birds and it's $21.99.
The little birds are very artsy, and you could use them all year round. You could use them in the winter and make them into little winter birds. And then also what I used then was my favorite stamp is the stitches.
All right, let me show the stitches because this is a Tim Holtz stamp, and it is called Stitches, and it's $21.99. And Maggie, I've used this a lot too.
Oh my goodness.
It's right in the front of my box of stamps because I use it all the
What I like
time.
about it is you can use it as a grounding. I used
Let's
it
see
over
here.
here
She
with
used it here.
the farm animals. Did I use it on with the farm animals?
Nope, you used it on this
No,
one.
This one. This is my favorite one. This is
Do you want to show your favorite one? Have a
yeah,
squirrel moment.
I love him. That is fossilized amber. And there again, I just kept coloring down at the bottom. And I may have added a little brown, but I don't think so.
You know what I like about this card? It's a big card. It's 5 by 7, but you've made it so amazing with a smaller image because it looks like it's framed.
Yeah.
The way you taped off the
Yes.
white and then you matted it on black, it looks like it's
It
framed.
reminds me of, like, if you go to an art gallery, they'll have this little
Oh,
tiny
yeah.
photograph, and it will be filled with all that matting, and I like that look. But I wanted to show you how I did the background, and I used this one, what's that one called?
This one's mosaic.
Mosaic. I used that, but I'm going to share with you because I want, we got to
Do something different.
We
Yep.
have to play. So I'm going to share using this one. This is Harlequin.
Yep.
Probably one of my favorite ones. If I had to choose my top 5, Harlequin would be in one of those.
That's what we
So-
should do, Maggie. We should list,
Our top 5
pick your
stencils.
top 5. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do some pixie spray.
All right, she's doing her pixie
And
spray.
You spray the back of your stencil, and you wait about a minute to let it get tacky.
So while that's getting tacky, I could show them these other stencils.
Yes. We chose some that we thought would be really cool. For
So this
backgrounds.
one's organic. And this one, Maggie, I think is really pretty. This one is ironwork. And these are all online under stencils. And this one is scales.
Mermaids. Think mermaids.
Yeah. You got that one. And I think the brick, Teresa used the brick on Monday, and that's always a good classic. And then we have the rays. And the last one that Maggie picked out are these stars. And they're cool because they're very random. So it's not like a pattern. And it's called Falling Stars. Okay, you stuck her down?
I stuck it down. If you don't have any pixie spray, you can just take some, for some reason it's not sticking like I thought it would, and maybe I didn't spray it enough. You can take some washi tape or some purple tape and press it down. You want it to be very close. And then you're going to take your sprayer. This time you're going to commit. So I'm just going to, oh, wait, maybe I sprayed the wrong side. Okay, so we're just going to commit, and you're pretty liberal with the water. Can you see it reacting? And
Let's
then
get close.
you
Oh,
take
yeah.
a paper towel and blot it. This is going to be pretty.
I think the pixie spray probably does a really good job of keeping it close.
Yeah, I just don't think I sprayed it enough probably.
Lori says she loves the polka dot paper. I'm getting messages. If I turn messages off and back
that
on, I
the-
wonder if it's
is
this
that-
one with the bunnies
Or is it this one?
or the bird one maybe.
I'm going to find out where I went down the color aisle and found some of those. Okay, look at that background.
Ooh.
Isn't that pretty? And I just kind of dry it while it's still taped. And we can kind of blot
Blot
those
it again.
extra drops if we don't want those to show. Isn't that pretty?
Yes, that's really pretty.
Then
So right
what's
now, Maggie's using the Harlequin stencil, and it looks just like this. It's from Tim Holtz, and these are all online under stencils.
So when I pull this off, we have a perfect little white border, which then that way you don't have to mat it with white.
I
because
like it because you see a lot of projects done like that.
it sets it off a little bit. Okay, now we're going to dry that completely. Isn't that just So pretty. I just
Yeah,
love it.
I like it too.
Any of those stencils could be used.
So here's the
For this-
mosaic stencil that you used in the same color.
So there's your Harlequin.
Maggie, I wonder if you stamp that with archival ink with like an overall like little words or something stamp, and then you do this over the top of it.
Yeah,
bet
you
that-
could
I
do
bet
that,
that would
or
be
you
cool,
can,
too.
You can just stamp over the top of that too. Sometimes I feel a little better, even though it's archival, I feel a little better stamping it after the fact. But
Are we gonna
either
stamp our
one.
bird today?
Yeah, let's put a little bird on there. Here's one of our little birds. I've already got
lots
the
of
other
hearts,
ones, so
Maggie.
I'm gonna
Okay.
put this up here. But you can do this with any ink and with any stencil. That's what's so fun about it.
You would not believe all the hearts. They're just piled upon pile.
All right, let's.
Okay, so she's setting it up.
Okay, so we want to make sure that we
Maggie,
use
your
archival ink.
archival ink looks like it's been around the block a few times. Or is that memory bounds, or is that yours?
This is mine, but you're right. It has been. It's well loved. Let's put it that way.
My ink pad is like that. It's almost getting stringy. Little strings coming out of it.
Okay, I don't want him
You moving
looking
him?
out of the. I like him looking into the card. So let's put it this way.
That's upside down. Maggie's going to reset her bird. That's,
Oh, it is. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, it's a good thing that's
I pulled
my,
the camera away, Maggie.
It's a good thing it's my Misty, right?
Yeah, we can clean that up. If in case anyone's wondering, you can clean up your Misty with some hand sanitizer if you've used archival ink.
And I will need to do that. Okay, let's do this again.
Here we go.
All right, and that's okay because that'll come right back on there.
So she laid him where she wanted him and attached him to the front, I call it the front door,
And
and then
remember
do
how
some inking.
Yeah, remember how I told you that watercolor paper's got a little more texture. So it's going to take more than one pass to get a really good,
Get a nice dark black.
yeah. But archival ink does a really nice job. We can't keep archival ink in the store.
It's hard. A lot of the Ranger products have been very hard to even get in stock from Ranger.
Okay, so see how that bird looks like he's floating? That's where I like to bring in
Ooh, we're going to do the
the
stitches.
stitches stamp. Might as well, right?
I love the stitches. I use them going sideways and up and down and every which way.
I have a bookmark there that I use the long
Oh, here.
one on.
Okay, here's a bookmark that Maggie made, and she did her same inking technique with, ooh, this looks like, what's this green color that I love, Maggie?
That is peeled paint.
Oh,
And
that's peeled paint?
I
Okay.
think it's, no, it's either that or crushed olive.
Anyhow, she used the stamp, the stitches stamp, because you get all kinds of different sizes and lengths. Oh, I can see myself in the stamp. Oh, wait, squirrel moment, there's Chris. So you made it. You stopped watching the video to come in.
Darn it.
Okay, so we want to just ground that little bird. So the stitches are perfect for that. Isn't that cool?
There we go.
And so then we can add a little sentiment, and then you can add it to a little pattern background, and there you have your card.
That's so cute.
I love that Harlequin, actually.
Now we have a question about dry embossing with the Big Shot, and you can emboss with the Big Shot when you use the embossing folders, and it works just perfect. And I think there's a sandwich that you can use if you have the brass templates, but I couldn't tell you what that is for sure.
Okay, one more thing I'm going to show you is if you look at this one and this one, I decided to try a fun technique of masking off
I
to
love it.
make what artists call a triptych.
This is the triptych.
So I did a little off-camera work. I went ahead and I didn't have purple tape at home, so I used just some washi tape. So I put some washi tape around the border, And then I used a skinnier washi tape. I wanted a really skinny one because I wanted what was showing to be thicker. And so I didn't want as much space between there. So we're going to use the broken china again. Only this time I'm going
what are we gonna
to
do?
grab...
Oh, show your storage
Oh my
boxes,
gosh,
Maggie.
look at this. These are...
This is a newer product from Tim Holtz, and they stack, and they're boxes that fit your ink pads perfectly, and they've got little kind of gripper plastic pieces.
So they sit right down in there.
And you can label them.
And they stack up. They're nice. But I'm going to take brush corduroy.
What to choose.
I'm going to try some brush corduroy.
Brush corduroy.
Just to show you how you can...
Now, Maggie,
add some
my
different-
ink pads are all dumped in a drawer, so I would have had to fish through mine a little bit before I
Well,
could have pulled out that color.
That's how mine was, and I got tired of doing this. I got tired of, okay, I need a certain color. Where is that color? And so I finally broke down and said, okay, I'm going to do that.
She got organized.
Love it. How much are those, Kelly?
You know, that's a really good question, Maggie. I don't know.
You don't know?
We just got them in. Look they're still wrapped in plastic, and they have not been priced yet. So I'm thinking maybe $12.99 or $14.99. We could have somebody look that up for us.
They are worth their weight in gold, just for...
and they hold 15 colors.
Yes. And if you get really, really organized, you can put like all your pinks, yellows, and reds in one. And
I don't see that happening here, Maggie.
No.
Not yet.
That's about as organized as I'm going to get. Okay, so now what I did is I took a piece of watercolor paper, put washi tape around the edges, put skinnier ones in between. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with the broken china, and this time what I'm going for is this look right here, where it starts out one color and fades into another.
Oh, that's pretty.
So again, start off your paper, start at the bottom.
So you're doing broken china on the bottom,
Broken
or you
china.
could flip it over and do when you use it.
But just remember that to start off your paper a little bit, but these brushes...
And you're putting blue everywhere.
$11.99.
Oh, hey, I got some good news why Maggie's inking. The Distress ink pad storage tin is $11.99, so I way overshot that. So you'll be able to get a couple of them. And there's a picture of one that's all filled.
Okay, so I'm going to, since these are smaller areas, I'm going to go to my iCrafter little ink things, just because I have a clean one, and I don't want to use this one because this has got the oxide
The
on
oxide,
it.
yeah. You don't want to mix your
So I'm going
oxides.
to go with this, and I'm going to take some brushed corduroy, and I'm just going to start here. And the thing about brushes is they're very forgiving as far as you don't get circles. They blend better. Okay, so see how I'm just kind of going up like that?
Yeah, I like it.
And then I think I want it just a little darker here. So I'm just gonna, I like when things fade from dark to...
Jean's so sweet. She responded to the price on the Distress ink tins. They're $11.99. While we were still trying to look it up.
Oh, nice.
Jean must have a few.
Okay, so again, don't commit. You want splatters. Look, I don't know whether the camera picks that up or not, but you can see where it's just splatters. And we'll give it just a
Make it
little
really
bit
close.
of,
Now,
you can
now
watch
we
it.
can see it.
Watch it perform its magic.
Okay, we have a question about, did you do the dotted background with a stencil? I'm not sure.
Was it this one right here? This one is with a stencil.
That's a stencil. This is a stencil. These little splatters are just done with a sprayer.
They're a little more organic looking.
And these are all done with a stencil. And you can use lots of different stencils. Oh, Maggie, you can really see that now.
Isn't
Let
that
me get
fun?
up close.
I like to let it sit for just a little bit and work its magic. And after I see that it's doing, sometimes I think, oh, I wouldn't mind another. I can go back and
You can
spray
add
it
more
back.
water, yeah.
Okay, so let's dry it. And you can take the tape off before you dry, but I kind of like how this holds it flat. Okay, so this is the part I like.
This is the fun part, isn't it?
Yes.
It's the reveal.
The fruits of your labor, right? Okay, so I'm going to take off these little skinny ones. And when you're using washi tape, you might want to play with it a little bit because some washi tapes are a little
A
stronger.
little stickier, yeah.
And they will peel off your paper. So if you think that might be it, just put it on your jeans a little bit and that takes it so it's not quite so sticky.
Oh, Maggie, that looks really
Isn't that
amazing.
fun?
Yes.
And then since I used a little brown, since I don't like to do that.
Do you want a brush?
I'll just do this. Since I used a little brown in, now this is where I would call this the bottom. And I would use a brush, but just,
We don't always have a brush.
yeah. I should have
Do you
one.
want to go get one, Maggie?
Oh, here's one.
Oh, she just happens to have one
Yep,
there in her.
There we go. This is brushed corduroy. So I like to go around then and pick up that brown. And then
Very cool.
you can mount that onto a background piece like I did. What happened to this one?
It's right here.
Oh, like I did that. This one I decided to do black because I stamped it in black. And the sentiment was in black. This one I did in brown because these are coasters, little 4x6 coasters. And so I'm just going to share with you.
You can get these little coasters on our website, and they're just that chipboard, like if you went to a bar, that's what they're like. So they're kind of a papery chipboard, and they're really fun to do art on. And then, like Maggie's got it on a little easel here, and they're nice to give to your friends. And you can
I
put
think they
words
make
on them and
fun
stamp, and they're
place
just
settings.
they're just fun.
Okay, so back to our archival ink. You don't want to use your distress inks because you want this to not react with your color. So this stamp set, we have one of those.
Where
right
is
there in
it?
front
Oh,
of
right
us,
here.
Shelley.
This is called Mini Bouquet. And so it's got the two different styles of flowers. And Maggie's using the one from the bottom. And let's see how it's looking. Oh, she's got to stamp it again. Like you said, with the watercolor paper, it needs a little extra stamping.
How many of you think I need to clean my Misty?
Yeah. But Maggie, you're a very artsy person, so that's probably perfect.
We don't have time to clean.
And now
We're
you've
too
got
busy.
a little bird on your
I know,
Misty
and
door.
he'll be there for a long time. He'll make me smile.
Oh, that
Okay,
looks
how about
cool.
one more
That looks
time?
really neat.
And for those of you who aren't well versed on stamping, do not do this and grind it in. Tap, only tap, because if you grind it in, you're going to get it along the edges, and it will
Kind of
end up-
messes up your stamps.
Yeah. So there you go. And then that can be put on the front of a coaster.
Oh, that
Very simple. Now I would probably type my sentiment right down here.
it's crazy how that
stamp
turned
it.
green, isn't it?
Yeah.
That brush corduroy. Well,
Yeah.
I got a few comments that came through. Let's see. Maggie, you're so easy to listen to and informative. We do have a sheet with all the colors on it. And Beth says she's missed your classes.
Oh, well, I've missed playing with inks because, like I said, I don't take the time to play. But what I wanted to share with you is the reason I made these. Okay, these four papers, I say they play well together. And the reason I wanted to do that was I wanted to show you how you can make a little gift set for someone
yeah.
very easily. So you find four papers that play well together, and the best thing to do is just find a line that you like and pick out four
Looks
of
like
them.
you've got some from Bloom.
Yeah, and well, not Bloom. This one is from,
That's the new.
that's the new. And then I pulled some of these, and what I liked about this one is lots of times if you find one side you like, then you can find the other side you like, and you know that they coordinate. Uh-oh. So you can make up a set of 4, put 4 envelopes with it, and
Do we have those boxes in stock?
we have a few of them. I think Dawn said she was going to order some more. And then you can put them in a little container like this.
With your envelopes.
With
you can
your
add
envelopes. Like that. And then tie it with one of these ribbons. And these ribbons are what I used here. We have them in a lot of colors, and they are 100% silk, and they are just so easy to work with. They tie nicely. We have them in a lot of colors. They're 25 cents a foot, but they really work well with cards like this. But tie it with a little ribbon and give
It's
it
a nice little gift.
as a gift for a friend. So
Maggie put her 4 cards, and then you put your envelopes in there, and then tie it up, and you've got a nice little gift for somebody that wants to send handmade cards, but maybe they don't make cards.
So that, hopefully this will inspire you to get all those inks out that you've been collecting.
I think so, Maggie. Thank you so much. I think these are just amazing. I bet, is this weathered wood? So these are some of the colors she used. So there's weathered wood. And then on this one, she used mustard seed. And she also used mustard seed on this one, which we showed earlier. And this one, she used forest moss and crushed olive. Maggie, I'm so glad you labeled all of these. And this one's worn lipstick. And I think we talked about the cow. Is that mustard?
That was fossilized
Fossilized
amber.
amber.
This one is brushed corduroy and evergreen bough.
Oh.
This one is fossilized amber. So you
So
can
very
use
cool. You
2
can just
colors,
play.
You can use 3 colors. You can use just one and shade it dark to light.
You could even make up front panels for future uses. You don't even have to make the cards up right away.
Yeah, what you could do is to take that
Just to
little
play.
package, just to play. You could take this little package and you could lay them out on your workspace, mask them off, and use different colors, and then mist them all, and then you'd have them ready. But what I like about it is there's every color imaginable that, well, we think we have them all, and then he comes up with a new one.
And color recipes that you can.
Yeah, and you can, I usually like to pick out a background that has 2 or 3 colors, so you can take this same background and do a purple one, a yellow one, a green background, and make them all look a little different, but they'd still have the same background.
Maggie, we're getting a lot of questions about the stamp you used on your bookmark, and I don't know if that's still available, and we're going to have to look into it after the video, and then we can post, and if anyone would like to order it, we'll take orders for it, because I don't
knew that
know.
was going to happen,
Yeah.
but it's one of my favorite
Yeah.
stamp sets.
It's
I'm
from
sorry.
Darkroom Door, so we will see if we can get it, and if we can, I'll post a picture of it, and we'll take orders for it. How does that
Yeah.
sound?
I love that one.
All right. Well, Maggie, again, amazing. I think everybody loves it when you're here. We love your inkiness, and it's just really fun. We've got the bird stamps, and then we also have these flower stamps that are also from Dina Wakely, and some of the other stamps that you used. And we have the 49 and Market to show, the brand new, and that's what Dawn's working on a class right now.
And it kind of blends right in with what we just did.
It does, especially the colors. We had a basket of some odds and ends things that came in, but it's not here anymore. So we'll go we'll go show 49 and Market. I think our staff is too efficient. They're already pricing it. And we have some stuff tomorrow that we're going to show that's not checked in yet. But this, it's probably glary, and I'm probably not back far enough, but this came in, well, we first saw the catalog, and I wanted it all. I wanted every single thing, and I still do. And here's just an overall view. And then Maggie and I are going to show you in details all of this product from 49 and Market. And there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 color schemes. There's 7 color schemes. Let's start with this one. This is called Coral. And each one has a paper pack that's $11.99. And I've got a paper pack opened in the sky color so we can show everybody. But look at that. It's so amazing.
Look at the sticker sheet.
They have laser cutouts and then paper in here. And then you can also get the 6x6 tablet. and it's $5.99. And these are all loose papers, and they also have the little laser sheets. Then you can get the wishing bubbles and baubles, and these are a dimensional sticker, and they're $6.99. And all of this coordinates.
They almost look like they're epoxy.
Yeah, I think they have epoxy on them.
Yeah.
Then, don't go away, because there's two other types of ephemera. There's the collage stacks, and I'll flip it over so you can see what's in here. There's a lot. There's 52 pieces, and it's $6.99. So that's collage stacks, not to be confused with the ephemera stacks. And honestly, I don't know the difference, Maggie. They're just different designs. It appears that the ephemera maybe has got more bigger pieces, but they both have a lot of little pieces too. And this has 34 die cut pieces in it. So a lot of the lines have 5 different things, and we have the coral. Let's show the open one next.
What's nice about these little, do you have an open ephemera?
Yeah, we do.
What's nice about these little ephemera packs is you can layer so many things and have a lot of little things sticking out behind.
So this is this collage pack here.
Look at that.
And you get some multiples of some things.
Yeah.
And they're not like perfectly cut. Look, that's got kind of a rough edge. So it's kind of distressed looking. You got some bigger panels. Maybe like you're saying, Maggie, you can layer them because they're called collage.
If you like to layer
And
stuff,
look at all these little pieces.
lots and lots of fun ideas.
And just some little,
Oh,
gosh,
man.
I think, and there's like slides and tickets and banners. Oh my. Here's a ticket. And all of this is from the Sky collection. So everything in Sky is going to be
Look
these
at
colors.
this.
Oh, Maggie, I had to touch that. I don't know if you
Oh,
can
my
see that. It looks
gosh.
like a piece needs to be ripped off, but it's actually part of the thing.
And they've got it here too.
Yeah, so that's the collage. And then there's the ephemera. And to me, the ephemera's got some bigger pieces. Like you've got this big sheet of butterfly. This is the one that's got 34 pieces, although this looks like more than 34.
And this is all the sky, right?
Yeah, we opened it
Oh,
up just so you
wow.
could get an idea. I feel like these have a little more printing on them.
This
than the
just wants me to
collage.
layer, layer, layer.
I know, and look at the doily
Wow.
and the Viewmaster. And it's got labels, a small doily, little envelopes. And it's just so cool because they're not cut perfectly. Like, look at this piece. It's all, it looks like, you know, like a little kid cut it with their scissors, but that's the beauty of it.
And little ticket. I always love
Oh yeah,
tickets.
look for the tickets.
Look at that.
So that's the collage and the ephemera, and then we showed you the wishing bubbles and baubles.
Okay, so the other one was coral and this one's sky.
And then the 6x6, I wanted to open this. It's not really in a tablet. Oh, they've even printed the back of the cover. Here's the cover, so you don't waste a thing.
No.
And then here are the papers, and you're going to get a couple of each style. They're so cool. And here are the lasers. Or no, this is a cut apart. I'm thinking those were too small, but look at if you took
Oh
that
my gosh.
and Maggie, you added maybe a ticket and, you know, some other things. You've kind of, you know, you've just got your,
Oh,
I'm just throwing this together, but you could just make
it
really,
makes me want to
really
go home
neat.
and layer something.
Do you see why I want it all?
Yes.
I want everything. So that's the 6x6, and it is $5.99, and it's all two-sided. So you get kind of a more of a pattern on one side, an overall pattern, and you get kind of a collagey looking on the back. And you got a couple cut aparts. And then, Maggie, there's the big sheets, and that's printed on the back of the packaging also. And
Smart move.
it's beautiful. This is what Dawn's working with in her virtual class right now. And it's really heavy paper. And this is vintage, they're vintage artistry, and we ordered it in all the different colors. And then when we get, our derecho tree's getting in my way, Maggie. And this is the sky. So this is made right here just for some collaging or a photo. And then they have these laser cuts that are kind of delicate. But these all punch out, and they've been cut by a laser. So you get all of these pieces. And you get 2 sheets of these.
Wow.
And here's the other sheet. You know, Maggie, we should show a demo on how to do our Scotch tape again. I might have to demo that.
Yeah. You can create that look, can't you, Kelly?
Yes, you can with some alcohol ink. We've got a video on our YouTube channel showing you how to do it, and we might have to do that. So that's kind of the insides of the little pieces, and then let's show all the colors, because we showed the coral, and then here is the sage.
Okay, there's your coral. This
And then we
is
have
sage.
And I'll show the back because that's what's really amazing. That's one of the sheets of the laser cuts.
Oh,
And
my
you can see
gosh.
the other sheet here. It's got some keys and some borders. And then we've got the collage pieces. Now see, when they're showing these, Maggie, they've got them all stacked up.
They
don't
do.
So they've collaged them for us. So if you don't know how to collage or you're not sure,
Sorry,
you
I'm
can
getting
look.
a little glare
You can
here.
look at the
Sorry.
back of the package.
Gives you lots of ideas.
We're at the front of the store, so it's very glary. And here's the ephemera. And they've done the same thing. They've stacked it up because here's that.
What a
wheel.
great idea. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, 49 in Market. And then we have the tablet that's 6x6, and then we have the baubles and bubbles.
I love
Bubbles and
those.
bubbles.
I really like those.
So that's
You
the
and me
sage.
love
We
life.
looked at sky, we looked at coral, and here is natural. So natural's going to have a lot of the same type of look, but it's going to be more of a, what do you call that, natural?
Just a natural.
And they also,
Neutral.
Neutral. Mm-hmm. They go together too. I think you could easily mix your colors
Yeah.
together. I think that's what.
Okay, I'm getting down here to the ephemera
No,
stacks.
don't go down. I'll raise it up. You don't have to bend over.
Oh my
Here's
gosh.
the ephemera for the natural.
That is amazing.
But you could use this with the green. You could just easily, or you could use green with this. This is what Dawn and I were talking about at the beginning of the video, where we both want everything.
And you know those little coasters we were talking about, you could take all these fun pieces and do some layering and make some little fun little ones.
And then we have butter, aka yellow.
Oh my.
And that's got some really pretty flowers there. I think, oh, it doesn't show it on the, can't see them on the back, but you can kind of see how pretty the yellow is. And with the yellow, we have the ephemera.
Okay, Kelly, I shouldn't be standing here because
You want
this
it all
is
too,
what
don't
I
you?
want. Yes.
I know. It's terrible. This is the 49 in Market Vintage Artistry. And then the yellow also has the 6x6 tablet with all the patterns that are smaller and the cut-aparts, and then it's got the bubbles and bobbles. I actually feel a little guilty because Dawn's not here today to show this, because so I get to do it, and I love that. And this is the one that really caught our eye. This is blush. And
Oh my gosh.
you can kind of see what the two laser sheets are here and the beautiful papers. And then let me turn it over, Maggie. There's the laser, one of the laser sheets.
No, I'm not seeing any.
Isn't that just beautiful?
I'm not seeing any.
It's probably
Gorgeous.
one of the bolder of the colors.
Mm-hmm.
And then with blush, we do have the ephemera. And they put, that's kind of covering a lot of stuff, but there's shows on the back.
I have a question. In all the colors, it would probably be the same pieces of ephemera, only in a different color.
And maybe,
Do you think?
I don't know. It looks kind of like it because there's a doily, and but there's a darker doily.
I'm just wondering
It
if
looks
all
like
of
it
the
could be
packs
that
would
way.
have the same type of
And
stuff.
here's the blush 6x6 paper. I think we should open this one. Just because, so we can see a little bit better about what the paper looks like. I don't know if I can show it very well here,
Oh man, these
but
are
isn't
beautiful.
it pretty? Look at that. You know, I'm ready for some spring stuff already, and this is perfect. We've got a little bird on that one, and here's the cut-aparts. So in the 6x6 tablet, you fussy cut them, but in the 12x12, they are laser cut for you. Okay, we got one more color, because we showed sky already. So our last color is lilac.
No, it's right here.
Okay, purple people, I know you're out there, and purple's hard to find. So I was really thrilled to see that we had a purple collection in the Vintage Artistry. And it's called Lilac, and check that out, Maggie.
Man. Gorgeous.
Aren't you going nuts? Don't you want it all?
Yeah.
And you can kind of see behind here, there's more flowers on the, this window is open and behind it is the next sheet of layer.
I'm just trying to
lasers.
decide what my favorite. Maybe you should all type in your favorite
Yes,
color.
If you like the lilac or the coral or the blush.
We're
or
getting
the
lots of
butter.
hearts, but we're not getting comments again.
Yeah, we're having comment troubles. And here's the ephemera.
But go ahead and type in your favorite. It might show up on the comments anyway. We'll see
And
what's
there's
your
the
favorite.
bubbles and bottles. There's something goofy with the comments. Okay, but don't go away yet because then we have the Collector's Edition Volume 1. So this is going to have all of these papers, the 2 sheets of laser cuts, 3 sheets of vellum. And this is $24.99.
Wow.
So it's so cool. And there's washi strip sheets. These are all online under Vintage Artistry. And then we have the layered embellishments. And we've had this in the past, but not this design. And I don't know, Maggie, can you see that they're vellum and they're layers? And they're like,
Are they popped
they're
up
popped
like?
up. Yeah, they're popped up with
Okay.
foam.
So there's like pop dots in between the layers. Oh, wow.
And there's 82 pieces here, and they are $9.99. And then Maggie,
Can I do a drum roll?
Yeah.
Oh,
see it in the
my
back.
favorite thing.
This is what Maggie absolutely loved, and this is the roughly sewn-on rub-ons.
So if you like that stamp set,
Ready to go, Scrapbook Customs.
these are rub-ons.
They're rub-ons. You get your little popsicle stick, and there's 2 sheets, and they're only $4.99. That doesn't sound right, but they're $4.99 for the 2 sheets of rub-ons.
Rub-ons are fun to add a little extra something on a project where you least expect it. Just
Because you
take,
could do it on top of photos. You can do them on just about any surface.
and you could cut it apart. You wouldn't have to use the whole thing. So you just cut, if you only want like an inch of it, just cut an inch of it.
Mm-hmm.
But look, it does remind you of that stamp set, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. It does. So you got the sheet with the stitches, and then you have a sheet that's perfect for Valentine's Day coming up with the hearts. Some of my sewing actually looks like that, Maggie. I wonder if they just took my sewing and copied it. And then we also, I don't know if you want to pan across the flowers because we got in the new flowers.
Let me see if I can get out of the glare here.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is a glary place.
So they're all coordinated to go with each line, right?
Yep, they sure are. We've got the butter, the sage, the coral, the blush, the natural.
And then we have
Sky.
a little larger set.
And the little flowers are $2.99, and the big flowers are going to be $4.99.
Boy, this is pretty.
Yeah.
Yellow, and let me get
This is a new front of our store. This used to be Christmas yesterday morning. And now it's 49 and Market. Beautiful new stuff, Vintage Artistry.
Okay, don't forget to type in your favorite color. What are the
Yeah.
choices, Kelly?
We've got lilac and sky, and we have blush and butter. And you can say yellow if you forget that it's butter. And then we have sage, natural, and coral.
Natural.
So type in your favorite
And
color, and
coral.
like Dawn said, she's ordering more, and she's making a project with us in a virtual class today, so we'll be seeing that soon. Now, before we go, there's also an album. So, it's kind of like, but wait, there's one more thing. That we have the 49 and Market album, and we actually have one that's open so you can see the inside of it. These are approximately 6 by 10, and they're made so that you can put stuff on the cover or do whatever you want. They have this little stretchy string that keeps them closed, which is really neat. And we have a couple gray ones, and they come in white also. And I'm going to tell you they're $15.99. So let's open this one up, Maggie, so people can see they're very loose.
Oh,
Is loose a
wow.
good word? So they're made where the spine is all done for you, and you have your creative freedom to do what you want with the pages. And I can show you here.
Oh, man.
How many
So
of
then
these
you
do
just
get?
use score tape and put them in on the spine.
Yeah, and you're going to get 5 of these, and they open up like this. So they open up like this. So what I saw them do on a video was not what I thought, but they took this one fold here, and that's what they attached in their spine. So their page actually was hooked like this, and then it opened up, and then you had this piece also. But you could also hook it in like this.
Could
can
you
add
do
more
both?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
mix them and
Mix and match them.
You can add other papers in here. And you know, their papers are nice and heavy that you could even fold, score and fold, or you can cut some of your 49 and Market artistry papers. Look at that, looks nice with the
That
gray.
is amazing.
And it looks good with the white too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the album, and this is all online under 49 and Market Vintage Artistry, and we really wanted to show you the inside of the albums because if you like to be creative, this really gives you open spaces for creativity. Okay.
That is a cool album.
Oh, I'm out of breath, Maggie. I'm out of breath. What time is it? 10:30. Well, that is our new 49 and Market, and Maggie, thank you for showing us your inking.
You're
inking
welcome.
technique. Oh, look at there's Maggie's sister. Hi, Laura.
She's hiding in the tree.
Maggie's sister just came and she didn't know we were on video, so she's hiding, but that's okay. So thank you, everybody. Tomorrow, Diane's going to be here with her birthday books that she's made for her grandsons. So have a great day, and we hope we can see you soon.
Thanks for watching.